Okay, let's prep the shell for casting. As you can see, we've got a bit of a ragged edge in there, which we can just break it out with our fingers. Now we've got a nice cleanish edge, no loose bits, bit of carbon, that won't hurt too much. Okay. But, okay, now we have to make a hole so we can actually see into the crucible as we're casting. So what we do is we take a firm grip, maybe a pair of pliers, and we just nibble out a bit of the shell. Like so, okay? That's going to give us a view to see when the metal is molten. Okay. Okay, now, and we check the shell to make sure there's no cracking. If there's any sign of a crack, we might just give a repair coat just to be sure. Some 30% colloidal silica, as you've got there, some malachite 200, put those together, and we make, of course, a slurry. Back on again. There we go. Mix up our slurry. Now, just to be certain we've got no problems hanging on pieces here, we just give an extra coat. It can be quite a thick coat because it's going to dry very, very quickly under flame. You don't have to dry this slowly anymore. If there's any sign of any cracking on the cup, you may want to do that, but that's looking to be fine to me. Okay. Now, previously, what you've done, of course, is you've made yourself a crucible, which is, if you like, just a blank cup that you've made at the same time as you've done your shell casting. Hopefully you've done that. So we have a cup. This one needs a bit of repair. I just might give that a bit of a coat inside just to be sure that it's going to be okay. I'm sure it will be. And we have the piece ready to go. Okay, now I've got some pieces of metal, some bronze here. That's an old piece from a previous casting. That can go into there. These are just some bits of sprues and stuff lying around. They can go into there as well. Now you can estimate how much bronze you need by putting water into your shell, pouring it out and weighing it, multiplying by 10, and that'll give you the weight of bronze if you want to do that. Otherwise you can sort of say, well, just by the lumps you can say, well, it's about that volume, let's have a little bit more, and away you go. Okay. Now we have to put the two together. And to do that, we have to make some glue. What I'm going to do now is glue this onto here to get our casting. Okay, well, first we need the glue. Well, glue is very simple. You take some slurry and you take some more malachite of your 200 malachite and you just make a very thick paste, or make a paste rather than a very thick one. So we can get in here more malachite, tiny bit of glue, and there we're getting to be a thick, well, it's a bit of a thin paste. Let's go more. That's looking better. Even a touch more. Why not? All right, that's got it. Looking fine. All right. And to set this up, you just make sure it's a bit stable. Try to do it where you can see. All right, so I take some paste. Oops, where's my paste gone? There. And I'm going to put on 3 spots. 1, 2, and 3. This is to be sure we can get a good seal and we don't get things cracking and breaking. We can take a little heat gun. I can set those little bits of glue extremely quickly. Okay. What we're doing here is locking the shell securely in place so that when we put the rest of the glue on, we don't by chance bump it halfway through and crack it. Okay, we want that to be well in place. So here we go again. Once that's in place, we can just take more of our glue and we just fill the gaps in, really. Now it doesn't need a vast amount, just enough to actually cover up that gap. So just make sure there's no hole. Okay, like so, like that's looking good. There we go. They're looking pretty fine there. Doesn't have to be up to there. Definitely no gaps, no holes. All right. Now we can just give that another little blast just to dry it really. The glue will set when we put this to the oven, of course. The whole thing here is going to go to 1,000 degrees or so, and it's going to be well in contact. Okay, that's about it. That's a shell ready now for casting, which I'll show you soon.